Hey there guys, this is Albie here, doing a video that was actually done uh, by Viper as well, my friend Will, and it was really good that he got to do it. I was going to do the video too, but he got there a little bit before me, mostly because one, I don't really like recording replays, solely because I'd rather be in the match per se. So what's going down is he critiqued his point of view of what he did, and I'm going to link the video just up here for you guys if you want to see his perspective while he was playing Arthas. I myself was playing Nova, and because our other friend Newbacca over here just kind of was a little cheesed out of it, noticing that Will didn't shout him out, only because we didn't know if he felt comfortable with that, to be honest. So now we're going to be talking about his plays as well. I'll critique what he's doing. Um, and yeah, I'll kind of go over everybody as I kind of go. I'm not really good, per se, when it comes to these things, so let's get this ball rolling. So Arthas was Will. This is kind of interesting. So Viper's down here. Newbach over here. I'm going to try to use gamer names instead of the actual names. And then myself. So that's pretty intense as it's going on. I have the timer kind of going. So if you see his video, you'll see what's going on. I'll stop and break moments of what's happening, but yeah. And if we look at the other camp, we got Varian. Here, actually, this is what I should really do. If I go over everyone, so we have Gazlo, Arthas, Nova, Abathur, and Asmodon versus Varian, Tyrande, Illidan, Zarya, and Nazeebo. Hands down, we already know that this right here is a bad move. I'm gonna pause this actually right here because stuff's already happening and what's really important. So what they're doing right here is a very classic old school cheese. You can do this. I don't highly recommend it, and we'll kind of get their vision of what they can see. So what they're doing, they're pushing in. They're trying to take this tower so that way they can do this fountain. What does this really do? It's for the late game, so late to mid game kind of thing. So that way when you guys are moving around, you can deal with the immortals here, and you have no real way of backing to go back into your base to go get a little quick fountain to heal. So you have to actually fully be. While we are, as our team, going through the front wall, pushing forward as we're supposed to be, and Nubaka over here is like setting up his turrets because he's the one that's solo laning, so obviously he's the most likely to get ganked if that was the situation, especially with their comp. So as you can see, they push forward here, we're pushing forward over here, and we get what we get. Now I'm gonna point out a critical moment that happens here, a really critical moment, right here. I thought Viper was gonna actually go in and stay there to tank the damage so he could get that front wall down. I overcommitted and I died instantly for it. Got punished. So they're battling over here pretty much. We got Nubaka over here doing pretty well, and then Tyrande over here decided to stay because she fully committed to getting this thing down. So we'll kind of ping around what's happening. Over here, they're kind of getting pushed around. They're trying to move in. And then I'm over here. I'm trying to take out Tyrande. And this is clutch right moment. This is a clutch moment. Because Abathur actually is the reason why. And look at that. I missed the starter step. Abathur is the reason why I survived this. And then I kind of just barely made it. Dodged that one. Kept going. Sadly, over here, Viper gets taken out. And Asmodon's kind of pushing forward. But while we come back up here, Nubaka is still dominating the lane because Varian's actually really weak at the start of the match. So that's the whole point of Varian. You gotta take advantage of while you can. I tried to take out Varian because he was really low. Again, it was a miscommunication with Nubaka. Just like with Will, I just assumed that they would see what I was doing. And I believe in the chat at the time, I was telling them I didn't say anything to them. I just assumed they were looking at the minimap and watching where I was coming around. Because what you expect as a Nova is you'd want to hope that your team is paying attention to what you're doing, and they're going to react appropriately. Problem is, we were all on Discord here, so the fact that they didn't react appropriately was 100% my fault. Over here, though, we got Tyrande taken out by me, and then I have Nubaka helping me out, deal with Illidan, who oversteps again. These turrets doing a lot of work in a lot of the fights. So that's really coming in handy. We have three people up, and this is where we're thinking we're gonna win. And does it make sense? It makes the most amount of sense that we're gonna win. We have a lead. I'm taking out people. Nova's really weak at the start, but so is their team comp at the current moment. So I can't really pick off everybody in every which direction. The problem that comes down here is they have a lot of like high DPS damage to take down these immortals compared to us. What could have been really important and clutch right here is we needed one person to work on it, not two. More importantly, right here, this moment, we should defend. The fact that Asmodon, who's low on mana, goes back. Viper decides to go in a little too far for us to be able to do anything. I'm still, like I said, I'm too weak to do anything whatsoever, so the fact that we're defending here is okay, but we don't have all of our team defending together. So we are managing to get a couple of picks here and there. It's a fairly even match, and this is where I overstepped. I went too far and I got caught by the zombie wall. What actually is really important, and I'm going to pause this moment right here. This is going to be the key thing. The fact that right here, and I think it already just finished, or is it up here? Alright. Is it on cooldown for him? Yeah, he just used it. So I think it just died right here. So Asmodon has been using his D ability to summon the General of Hell, and Albie's taking advantage of the fact that we're drawing out these long fights to get that XP lead. We do have the XP lead, but we're not working as a team effectively. Again, remember, there's only 3 of us as a team, and all of these guys are all individuals, so they're not. So we'll kick back into the match. Arthas is coming back to defend. Look at this. Tower is almost going down, but we've lost the Immortal in the process. What was really getting me is Albie went Mind Build, and that is good. It's going to come in handy for vision, especially with a lot of long drawn-out fights in this area. But see, like, this is a really good push by the red team. They're separating, they're moving forward. The problem comes down is this Illidan is going to ham. As he comes out, I go after Illidan, I kill him, but then I die to it. See, I'm also going to ham. Oh no, I don't die. I survive it. So I'll leave that one there. What's it called? Asmodon decides to push the bottom, which was really good. And then you go up here and like 2 people are pushing with the Immortal, while me and Newbacca are like struggling for our lives as we're getting pummeled away from a distance by Zarya and Varian, just trying to stay in the area. And as you can see, as a Nova player, I'm just waiting for the shields to go down, go away. Even the protects to go down. I'm trying to time out all my hits, that way, one, I'm not wasting my mana on his shields. And I'm just trying to poke him away. If I can do my basic attack and hit him, that's all I'm gonna do. Sadly though, our Viper gets picked off, and that was kind of like a little bit of a disappointment. But over here, you got an intense battle going on, 3 versus 2. Newbacca is just charging up his beams and setting up a whole bunch of turrets. I believe he does go slow turrets as his next talent that's coming up. He hasn't picked it yet. This is probably his biggest fault, and this is where I overchase. Like, I felt like I was gonna get both of them, and if I stutter stepped going towards the top, I probably could have gotten both. But this is his problem. Look at this. Look how slow it takes for him to actually pick up his talents as we go. Luckily, Viper comes over here and pays attention to that. I'm going to the top camp. We pushed Illidan out, but we didn't get the kill. Again, a miscommunication because sometimes we're not saying what we need to say. And this is really clutch right down here. We have Asmodon kind of holding off the ground. Again, Newbacca just dropping, what's it called, his bombs to kind of zone out. And again, Illidan just going too ham, too far, and he leaves himself stranded sometimes where he can't do anything. I'm just pushing Varian out. Again, I'm not wasting a lot of stuff. And here we have a moment where we're just not enough to kill him off. And what happens there, the people that are down here trying to, what's it called, stop Asmodon, or trying to push forward to this fort, leave because they have to come up here because they're dying. Again, we have a huge lead at the start. This is clearly coming down to, one, we're taking advantage of they were pushing together. There's all 3 of us here. We can communicate and coordinate. Asmodon and Albie are pushing bottom fairly easily, and of course, like, Asmodon's getting Sieging Wrath, which I personally like Taste of Blood, but that's just how I play. Besieging Wrath works well if you can get all the hero hits, and he's always dealing with more than one hero, so he's doing okay. Here's the biggest problem. Again, nobody anticipates, nobody's doing any work of what's happening. And if I click on myself, I have bribe stacks. I should have gone over here and taken this Mercenary camp, create another distraction, so that way we have another chance to either push the lane more, or we actually have a chance to, do some killing. So again, though, it's coming down to, like, if I'm gonna pause this right here. Just look at this moment. Actually, you see Varian kind of charging in. Look at stat-wise, Azmodan, Gazlo, and Albie's really low on his contribution to XP. It's gonna get higher, I believe, but I think he stays like fairly low for a while. He's not soaking where he is right now. Like Albie right here isn't quite getting the XP because I think he has to be a lot closer to it than that. So we're not getting a whole bunch, but he's getting the push in. The top is getting done work into, but you see Albie's and Azmodan's push is getting bigger and bigger. Here's a little thing though that I ended up doing that I probably shouldn't have done. I went down here to try to stop Illidan instead of staying with the team of 3 to make it a 4-on-4 here. Cause I don't see Nazeebo. Where is Nazeebo? Yeah, Nazebo's right there. So like, I could have stayed with the team, but I didn't, and it becomes a problem. Like once in a while, like I can't kill anyone right now. I'm not that strong, but I can probably get Illidan. That's the thing. So I come down here, I kind of chase him away. But look who's vulnerable all up here in this area. The Varian's vulnerable. I could have finished him off. I'm over here still trying to chase Illidan. And it's getting closer and closer, and then Albie just finally comes and saves me. Again, but then what happens? My whole team died as I'm chasing Illidan. And all we have left is just 2 people, 2 specialists to kind of defend. So you gotta watch what's happening. One, as a Nova player, I figured I gotta push Illidan to stop attacking the Immortals. That way you have a better chance. But yeah. So everybody's kind of like in the mix right here in this area. Varian gets kind of caught out, and is like perfect. He doesn't have anything to stop the nukes. We kind of come in, we push him. But this is the problem. The Immortal's so low, and we did so little damage to it, that it's not going to be anywhere worth it for us to even get anything. And like here's Nazeebo kind of going all over the place and around. We try to work this one down as much as we can to try to get an advantage. And here is another mistake that I myself did. Like look, there's no cannons, so that's why I went for Nazeebo. And I thought I got the kill and I walked away for it. As we come back up here, I went here to fight everybody, to try to distract and delay. But now we're fighting that, and we're not doing the damage that we need to be doing over here. So it was so low, I shouldn't have gone that way, I should have gone up here, and that little bit of damage that I could have done with my, would have definitely helped out. Again though, we have Albie moving up top, and then we just lost out the first Immortal. Azmodan's gonna get away with here, I believe, so it's not that hard for him to escape. But now we have an Immortal pushing our top, and it's definitely gonna take down a keep. Azmodan, though, being the boss that he is, he stays down here to keep defending this lane, because he knows it's trying to get pushed in. I come down to help him out too, to see what's up. And then up top we have Viper going in to stop the wave that's happening. He is getting caught out of certain little mistakes here and there. It's not costly mistakes, but just the little mistakes. Myself, though, getting caught out right here is a huge mistake. I thought I had a chance to kind of go around, but I didn't. Then we go to Newbacca's camp. He's still doing his work. He's trying to defend it as much as possible. And this keep is gonna go down quite a bit. Nope. So we're kind of moving around in the action, and we have Gazlo over here trying to defend as much as he can, but this fort's going to go down too. And this is where I say the red team has the biggest advantage. So look at this Immortal is going to go down pretty easily. But if this red team stayed up here with the Immortal, I don't know, like, I think if they were paying attention a little bit more, they would have gotten something. Again, as a Nova player, too weak to do anything on my own right now against certain players. They have a really good comp to kind of combat a Nova. I have to be really, really careful to do so. But as you can see, they move around. Advarian like has a chance to win, and this is where the tides are turning. We already lost two front forts, and we have our keeps kind of going down already. Gazlo comes up here, and Illidan's trying to steal the camp back. This is the lucky thing is we got Ultimate Evolution coming in from Albie. Plenty of time to get this thing down. Get it. Albie leaves, and Newbacca kind of escapes for free. I over here have a whole bunch of stacks. So I started taking out all these camps. And I figure, well, if anything, they're all up here. I gotta take the camps down here. I gotta do something. Not to mention my my stacks are already up. My bright stacks are up. So Asmodon goes a little too far, and this is the problem. Like we kind of trickled in sometimes here and there. Even Viper is kind of trickling in, so it's not quite helping out as much. I jump down here and I get this little camp, and then Viper goes down. They've used all their ults, I believe. Let's take a look. Nope, just a few of them, and some of them are already coming back up. Illidan has his hunt. That's something I have to watch out for. So look at this. They have the trio kind of surrounding. I'm right here, and I get spotted. I'm insta-dead. There's no escape for me in this situation. But I was trying to just push this, get this kind of like push going as quick as I can. Here's what the red team starts doing wrong. Here's what they start doing wrong, hands down. Varian is all the way up here, nowhere near his team. He's all alone. What happens? Gazlo comes up here with as Newbacca. He comes up around, and they're trying to cut him off. We make him run away, but the only person that's here is actually the Asmodon working away. These guys are still trying to defend this bottom lane from doing any harm. We look at their camp. What do? The red team starts going up, but Varian is always so far and so separated. When we get into the team fight mix over here, we go onto our area, and this is when we start doing something correct. Viper is going to go down pretty fast because it's not really going to be able to escape Varian there. I got what's it called, Albie to get clones for me, so that way I can start dropping some people down. And this is clutch. He unstasis just in time, and then we only have 3 people attacking our Immortal. Albie's the only one up, and I'm going to pause this right here. Because this is a moment that a lot of people, obviously, if you don't have a lot of focus of what's going on, oh shit. If you don't have a lot of focus of what you're doing as a team, oh, because it's trying to go to Gazlo's screen. What does the red team see? They're attacking the Immortal, yeah, that is the objective, but they're dominating in XP. They're not dominating in kills, but they're getting some kills. They're already in the lead all together, like in fort-wise, and they know that they can win a grouped team comp fight. By the time anybody even arrives is going to be Arthas in 17 seconds. What they should be doing, in my opinion, is they could leave this Immortal, come over here, quickly knock this down, and get that XP lead, as well as get catapults in the lane. By the time they traveled from here to here, like from here to here, they're going to have about like 5, maybe 7 seconds wasted of their time. Arthas will still be 10 seconds out. 23, like they're not that close enough. They could get this thing down fairly easy. Even if they wanted to push with this little wave here, they could. But I would honestly say, because of Varian's build, just go in, take the free shots. You have shields from Zarya, you have healing from Tyran. Just go and take out the keep, and then they would have had a huger, much harder and a bigger advantage compared to us. But what do? They just try to do the simple thing, and that's perfectly fine. This is not the most wrong thing to do. It's just those little tweaks that kind of like help you get that better advantage when you can. So I don't know. They have a lot of support team to kind of stick together, and this right here is a really hard team to deal with. Not to mention, as soon as Illidan arrives, he could just dive in at any point in time. So these three should always should be together. So we come into our group, we're finally coming up here, and this Immortal is like near full. There's no way. Newbacca calls the GG because, well, it's over. Like, if they were smart, they're gonna push, but what are they doing? Varian is the only one coming down here. They decided to take this camp. That's okay, there's still time for it to load up, so it makes sense. But he's spotting on his own. I come up here and I try to spot to see if they're even trying to do anything. I also have one stack, so I was thought of stealing. But here I get their healer kill, and that's that. What you didn't see was Illidan actually wasted his ult. You'll see that's it was on cooldown. Where is it? His ult is on cooldown because he uses his ult to get over to the camp. There are three up here, but what are they doing up here? They're not doing anything. They're trying to push for the lane. They're trying to get this one while their Immortal that was full shield. And I'm over here fighting Varian by myself with a little bit of help with Albie with his evolution, and we get Varian. So now Varian was alone, and I was like, pointless. Illidan's too far out. He's got his hunt up, but he's so far away. Zarya's coming. I'm over here chasing the Zebo. I missed my snipe though. That would have been clutch and helpful. And slowly they're gathering as three. And this is the thing, I should have pulled out while I've distracted them long enough. Our team is still up. They're all slowly getting up. They're one down. But instead I get greedy. I am just greedy. I was just like, I wanted the kill. And Azebo with the clutch stasis once in a while. Like, what is the rest of our team doing? I guess in that whole time while I was fighting, which I shouldn't have been. I already did my job. I pushed them out far enough. But my team is cleaning up the mess. They're trying to get the XP. And look, we're coming right back. And if we go to our XP charts, Azmodan is bringing us back in. It's crazy that I have the second highest XP contribution right now. It is a little insane. But it's just solely because look at all the kills that I have to do. And look at all the deaths I'm taking now. I'm hands down 1-for-1ing every time I'm dying. So I'm just trying to get back in. Trying to claw my way or give some reason to my fight. So here they are trying to invade, and that's a smart thing for red. But look at what, again, Varian is so far away, so now they're down to just 4 people here in the fight. When this thing comes down, Illidan is just too alone right here. And the fact that we have Evolution come up to kind of make a second Gazlo with all the turrets definitely comes in handy. So Viper's doing the right thing. He's cleaning up the lane. We have 17 seconds to do some kind of work or get some kind of pick, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to force a pick, but then I'm just screwed myself over because I'm revealed. So I'm trying to force a pick in those 17 seconds. We have one person doing it, and Newbacca's doing the correct thing. He's actually just setting up turrets. He's trying to get the vision. He's trying to get a good concave of all the things that he can do. So he's trying to get the movements. Azmodan sadly gets hit by the beam. But we're doing a lot of work. Here comes Varian though. Again, this is the moments where the red team prevails quite well. Look how much damage our team has taken. Look how much damage our team has taken. Solely because Varian and Zarya group up together. Illidan's not even in the mix right now. And then here we come down. They're about to hit 20. I'm trying to set things up. I'm still dead. Newbacca's way too low. Here comes the fight is just getting bigger and bigger. And there's Abby's evolution. Unfortunately, Viper has no support whatsoever of what's going on. I'm not even there. I'm just nuking from a distance. But here's the situation. Varian's getting too cocky, too isolated, and he gets taken out. Varian is always pulling himself away. Where's his team though? His team is separated. Illidan's over here. He's got the hunt. He's ready to kind of dive in to help, but he's cleaning up the lanes. So we have a chance to kind of move forward. And then he dives all the way down there and he goes after Newbacca. That's the thing. Look at Nazebo almost getting away. So I'm over here. I'm trying to get my picks, trying to move forward. I kind of wanted Nazebo really badly. Instead I get Zarya. And then here, we get Tyrant. They kind of just line up for me. And now we have the advantage. But there's only two of us kind of over here at the point. Arthas is just kind of picking up, and this is where it's kind of snowballing. I'm getting my talent selections. I even get the rewind talent. I was like deciding whether I wanted the precision strike, but I realized rewind was probably going to be a little bit more handy. Nazebo sneaks it in by coming around for the top, but he guaranteed his death in doing so. We had a chance, and it's just slowly there, but it's not really. What we have to do is go meet it here, but look at this. Again, Varian is all by himself. His whole team is dead. So what does he do? He's just going to the lane that's opposite of the Immortal because he knows that that's where we're going to be. Which is smart in a sense. But sometimes, like if he came down here, even if in death, again, you don't want to stagger your death, but just having your presence, like I feel like maybe we wouldn't have been able to do all this work on the Immortal. But again, he's playing it safe and he's doing the smart thing for the first time, but he's still here for too long. Look, we're already going around, and he's gonna get ganked by us, while his team, again, is nowhere to be found right now because they're doing a camp. So, while they're fighting over here, again, I could have helped them to guarantee the kill, but they're gonna get it themselves. I come down here because I'm trying to get this camp, so that way they can't. Again, pressure is super key. We kind of go around and we have Zarya going up here. She's poised to go get this camp. And then Illidan just dives all the way across maps to go after Gazlo again. And I don't get it. Like, Illidan just keeps diving across map using his ult on its own. And that's a huge thing with a lot of Illidan players. I don't know why he wants to dive all alone. Now Arthas is over here. They've decided to pull back, the two of them, just to get this camp, while their team is being chased. If Illidan had his, what's it called, ult, he could have dived in here to help them. There's no reason for him to stay away. Now Zarya gets picked off because of that. These are the flaws that the red team is doing, that they're throwing the game. And look at all the camps that I grabbed. Albie's pushing with it. Azmodan's got the empowerment of it. Team's going on, and here's where I go a little too far again. Again, I thought my team was going in, but obviously he was about to die to the spiders. I went in and I took the tower shots instead. Two people down on both sides. But you never know. And then over here, like, you never know what was going to come of it. Varian over here, because he's realizing what's happening down here, he decides to come to clean up the wave. And this is our first time that we have a full-on advantage, except for the very first beginning Immortal, the very first Immortal. This is the only time we've got a full advantage to go in ham on it. But the problem is, again, Newbacca's really low. And if you paid attention, Illidan got Hunt, unlimited range, and you can always see when a hero is less than 25%. So he's just going to dive in and get an instant kill on Newbacca if he's not safe. He does have 13 seconds, so that's the reason why he's pushing forward. And I remember we were telling him, stay pushed forward until Illidan comes. You have if he leaves it at about the 5 second, sorry, it's like 6 second or 5 second mark, you can get out of there before you can actually target him. So he's doing good. Again, it's always coming down to Albie, and I'm going to pause it right here. We're going to go to the XP section, and you're going to see Varian's been trying to compete with Albie and Azmodan the whole time. The whole time. That is his whole focus. You would have thought that Nazebo would have been the one that's doing it, but he's just doing siege damage and he's attacking the Immortal. But the ones that are making the big difference here, it's coming down to Azmodan, and for some reason I'm doing a lot of like XP contribution because of the camps that I'm taking, not to mention the sheer amount of kills that I'm getting to kind of mitigate all the deaths that we're getting as well. And then we have Gazlo as Newbacca. He's doing a lot of work. He's the one that's actually doing the most amount of work right now, all around the board. And not to downplay Viper's play, he's doing really well. He's tanking as best as he can. Because again, what you have to realize here, this is not a fair match in any way. This match is complete rubbish. They have a healer and a tank. They have a healer and 2 tanks. We don't have a healer in any sense over here. We have, technically, Albie, because of quick match, it's set up that he is a healer, but he's not. Not in any way. He's not. He didn't even grab the healing talent, so it's like he can't even be a healer. So, but what it's coming down to is these bad plays by the red team. They keep getting caught out. Viper has like some really good frost thorns that he's coming down. He's locking them in place. Illidan again going too far, so he dies. And then we start getting those advantages that we're supposed to need, and we get a full team wipe. So there's two things you could do here. Again, this is what the red team should have done the last time, and this is why they paid for it. I immediately go down here. I am not gonna wait. I'm gonna do as much work as I can, hoping for the wave to kind of catch up. I asked Viper to come with me because Azmodan can do this on his own. He's also pushing the top lane. Abby's down here pushing with us, and we're just gonna go for this fort. We have tons of time to get this fort and the Immortal at the same time. So this is where things happen and change. As soon as you do this, where you're separating yourselves to do two tasks at once, you think, oh, that's kind of good. This is a big mistake in my opinion. There's no need for him to pop his ultimate right here. Does he have enough time to get another one? Maybe, but there was no need to pop the ultimate because his minions don't do anything for him in that situation. It's just heals. He can survive it long enough while the minions get in the wave, and then the towers will target the minions over him. So I take the camps over here. We keep going. Azmodan's working away slowly, all by himself. That was his job. He has to port back. I port back. And all we have to do is wait and gather now. We have a winning lane. Illidan again, and this, like I keep saying it over and over again, the red team keeps separating. Illidan just dives in all on his own. Newbacca with the slows on his turrets really coming in handy. And see, this is where his ultimate would have saved him in this situation if he didn't use it before. But that's okay. Not the biggest loss, but it does hurt our chances when those situations happen. Kind of go back to our cam though. I get over here and I finally get a pick on Tyran. Look at Varian, so far out of position. Why is he even down there? I know they're worried about the catapults, but you got a bigger threat happening right in front of your gate. Varian finally arriving to come in to help. They're all waiting for their position. Who is it? Caught out of place? Nazebo. Nazebo goes down, and then Illidan trying to get redemption goes after me. It's Varian who actually gets me, but that's because I'm already low. I'm near death. But we already did the work. We got 3 people killed. Varian just died right now to Newbacca. It's like we got 4 people killed. This Immortal is still strong, and it's a 25-minute Immortal. It's too strong. And then with that said and done, it's game. There's nothing left to do. Newbacca just killing Zarya just to kill her, and then he can just pummel away. Everybody's in, and you get an easy win. Were we supposed to win this? No. Not in any way. It was just the indecisions that were made by the red team. It was a lot of there's a lot of individualism near the end, and I think sometimes what happens when you're over dominating too early and you don't have any say with the team, usually you end up throwing the match because you get too cocky. Varian was way too out of position too many times. Illidan used his ultimate too many times to very little success. Not to mention the worst person to dive on, which was Newbacca. Illidan shouldn't dive on Gazlowe unless there's a support for Illidan to dive on Gazlowe. He should be waiting around to dive on me. He should be laning, or he should be waiting to dive on Azmodan. Like that's all his targets are. It should be me or Azmodan at all times, so that way you stop the pushes that are coming around. Stopping Gazlowe by himself would have worked if Andrew wasn't good with Gazlowe. But Andrew is. He was decent enough that he got the good talents to help him out, and talents that work out in his favor against an Illidan matchup. Illidan's melee. He just drops his stun down right where he is, and he doesn't move from that spot. So if Illidan decides to keep attacking, he gets stunned while he's taking damage from all of the turrets that are around. All he has to do is just keep standing there, and even if he does go down, Illidan's likely to die at the same time. So who's the one that's getting the better outcome? More than likely Gazlowe. And usually because he's diving into a Gazlowe that's already got his turret set up, it's just too much. So Newbacca did really well. Viper was landing some really clutch roots because that was really important. We needed to stop certain heroes from escaping. We had to jump those kills. But really it comes down 100% Azmodan and Abathur working the lanes while every fight was happening. And the most important thing that always comes down is those generals that Asmodon was laying down assisted Albie's pushes, and Asmodon didn't miss a general at any point in time. He was on point every single time. Why did we win though? In decisions by the red team, or I guess in this case it's showing it as the blue team. In decisions though by them, a lot of splitting, and I guess really what it ultimately encompasses lack of visualization of opportunities to be taken. So, hope you guys like it. This is the first time I'm kind of doing this. It feels a little weird to kind of watch gameplay. One, I kind of just like felt like I was talking really, really, really fast, and usually I don't get this much commentary when I actually do one of these games itself because it's really hard to talk as I'm doing my recordings. So yeah, catch you guys on the next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought.